If you're afraid, it's okay. It's okay to be afraid. Fear is a natural thing, and it's something that we can harness to go get what we want in life. But it's also something that can slow us down, that can freeze us in place. So it's something that we need to understand, to make the most of. Welcome in, much love. Trav here, incredibly beautiful day to be alive. Love going for my morning bike ride walk down here at the Arcata Marsh Wildlife in Humboldt. Don't want to blow this spot up though, because it's nice when it's quiet. So fear, a lot of people have a misunderstanding of fear and think that it's bad, that it's something to be ashamed of, that the most successful people are fearless. No, the most successful people are brave. Bravery and fearlessness are very different. Fearlessness goes with foolishness. Bravery goes with acting in spite of fear. Everyone stays afraid. Again, fear is a mechanism to make us consider our actions before we act. Fear is a mechanism to save us from doing something really dumb that can hurt us, right? Fear is a mechanism for protection. And without fear, with fearlessness, we do dumb shit. We're likely to kill ourselves or ruin our future and do various things. So fear is poison ourselves or fear is a good thing. The question is how to use it, right? Some people end up running from fear, and that can be good too, depending where you're running from, because this is something that I've heard many of the most successful people are afraid of dying, or are afraid of dying with the great work inside of them, and it creates an impetus in them to work. Many of the most successful people are afraid of living a mediocre life, of not contributing, of not leaving a legacy. And they run from that fear by producing and sharing and learning and writing books and recording albums. And you look at Tupac Shakur, he could say, he's not afraid of death or whatever, but he had the sense that death was coming for him. In his last 2 years, he produced 12 albums, starred in 6 movies, and wrote 2 books of poetry. That's wild, right? And that's what fear can do for you, is you run from a fear of average life, leaving no legacy, and you produce. Unfortunately, that's not what happens to most people. Most people, they have a fear, but they're directed at smaller things that hold them back. Many people, and I've been there, afraid of failure, afraid of getting laughed at, afraid of being rejected, afraid of being dismissed, afraid of putting in a lot of work and getting no result. So people protect themselves. You may protect yourself by doing nothing. I'm not going to start this project because I'm afraid that it won't work. I'm not going to go on this trip because I'm afraid something bad's going to happen to me. I'm not going to meet new people because I'm afraid people won't like me, right? So the question about your fear is, and your bravery, is what are you afraid of, and is it causing you to move in a direction of your dreams, or is it causing you to get frozen? I've got a few ideas on this. The first thing is bravery. You may be afraid of these little things, and a lot of people stay that way. And it has to be your habit to override that fear and act in spite of fear, to be brave, to have the mantra to be brave, to have the mindset that being afraid to do something is a good reason to do that thing. I believe that being afraid to do something is a good reason to do that thing. So that way I'm starting the new projects, I'm going to the new places, I'm competing and putting myself out there to win or to lose. I am willing to take risks, meet as many people as I can, share my dreams, willing to be laughed at, right? And that's necessary because you won't always, you're not necessarily going to ever make fear go away. And that's a myth, is that it's normal and it's okay to be afraid. that said, you build fear, you build tolerance to certain situations, right? Some people are afraid of, they have phobias over mundane objects because they built a fear up. Other people have a lot of tolerance to the same thing because they've been through so much shit and done so many things that it takes greater things for them to be afraid. So a good way to build fear tolerance is just to do things that we're afraid of and be in the habit of that. And the good news is whether we stay afraid or not, we stay in the habit of taking action. And then we go back to the case of I'm afraid that I won't live up to my potential in life if I don't produce today. And that's a good one, urgency. It's good to have a little bit of fear of God, as they say, a little bit of fear of something greater that motivates you, something dark behind you, a fear of mortality. That stuff's good to have some reminders that the greats don't live forever and they have to produce and get it out there. So that's what you should do. That's what I'm going to do today. Share my message, try to help you, try to learn as much as I can. They say learn like you're going to live forever, live like you're going to die today. So I'm going to keep learning, I'm going to keep sharing, I'm going to keep taking action. I appreciate you, I thank you. And for you, always want to invite you to put this into practice. Is what are you going to do about fear today? How are you going to overcome it? How are you going to use it to motivate you? Me, already thinking about put myself out there today. It'll be good. Yes. And you can share that in the comments, or you can keep it in your head if it's more private, whichever. If you have another request or something you want to hear me discuss, please leave that as a comment, and I would love to make a video about it, addressing it. So much love, appreciate you, talk soon, and stay blessed. You've got this shit. Be afraid, but act in spite of that fear. Be brave. Much love. I got your back. Talk soon.